Hey everyone, welcome to this explainer. Look, if you're completely exhausted by chronic stress, burnout, or anxiety, and you feel like you've tried absolutely everything just to calm down, you are in the exact right place. Today we're decoding somatic therapy. We're going to unpack an incredibly powerful, evidence-based toolkit that literally uses your body to heal your mind.
Okay, let's dive into this. Have you ever tried to just tell yourself to calm down, only to find your mind racing even faster? Yeah, we've all been there. That relentless monkey mind can be incredibly frustrating. A lot of us try to just think our way out of emotional shutdown or overwhelm, and honestly, we end up feeling completely defeated when simple mindset shifts just aren't cutting it.
The core reason why those mindset shifts fail is actually pretty simple. Stress is physiological. It's not just cognitive. You know when your heart is racing right before you open a stressful email, or your body just completely freezes during a conflict? That is not a character flaw. Your nervous system is constantly scanning for threats, and it's operating exactly as designed to protect you. Your body is basically just stuck in survival mode.
So here's our roadmap for today. We'll start with the physiology of stress. Then we'll look at the actual science of somatics. After that, we'll get highly practical with whole body resets, targeted trauma release, and finally, we'll build out your own somatic routine.
All right, part one, the physiology of stress and your body on chronic stress.
I want you to imagine your body right now on chronic stress. Your pulse is quickening, your breathing is getting shallow, your muscles are bracing. This prolonged state of activation isn't just uncomfortable, it fundamentally alters your biology over time. There's a fascinating insight from the SIF clinic in North Carolina regarding this. The field of psychoneuroimmunology, which is just a fancy word for studying how your mind affects your health, reveals a direct link between emotional distress and physical illness. Chronic stress actually elevates pro-inflammatory cytokines, which are the chemical messengers that cause inflammation in your body. This basically means poor stress coping and trauma can lay the groundwork for severe autoimmune conditions, like Hashimoto's and lupus. Healing your emotions is literally a matter of immune resilience.
And that brings us to somatic therapy. Unlike traditional talk therapy, this is an embodied approach. Think of it kind of like a Google Translate for knowing what's happening on the inside of your body. It helps you consciously track your physical sensations, like a tight chest or a clenched jaw, and translates those signals into actionable healing to release that chronic tension right out of your tissues.
Which leads us to section 2, the science of somatics and the empirical data behind it. Now, you might be wondering, okay, but does this body-based stuff actually work? Well, 58. That is the number of randomized controlled trials analyzed in a massive recent PubMed meta-analysis. We're talking about over 3,500 participants studied specifically to see how different interventions impact cortisol, which is our primary stress hormone. And this brilliantly illustrates the results. Relaxation and mindfulness interventions significantly outperformed standard talking therapies in lowering cortisol. Body-based techniques had effect sizes of roughly 0.34, while talking therapies seriously lagged behind at just 0.107. So the data is absolutely clear here. If you want to lower your stress hormones, you have to engage the body.
All right, section 3, whole body reset. Let's get into the practical application.
Now that we've seen the clinical evidence, I want you to just naturally slow your breathing as we look at how to practically apply this to your daily life. Compass Counseling put together this beautiful, simple toolkit. These 5 techniques work with your body, not against it. Diaphragmatic breathing slows your heart rate. Grounding using your 5 senses interrupts those spiraling, anxious thoughts. Progressive muscle relaxation teaches your body the contrast between tension and release. Gentle, rhythmic movement, like swaying back and forth, integrates your brain hemispheres, and simple temperature regulation, like splashing cool water on your face, instantly stimulates a calming dive reflex. It's a natural instinct that rapidly drops your heart rate.
Actually, scratch that, let's do this right now. I'm pausing the explainer for just a second because I want to invite you to break the fourth wall with me. Just for a few seconds. Observe yourself. Is your breathing shallow right now? Are your shoulders lifted way up towards your ears? Is your jaw clenched tight? Don't even try to fix it yet. Just simple, pure awareness is the very first step in nervous system regulation.
Now, when you do notice a trigger, Providence outlines this brilliant 6-step exercise. Step 1, notice the sensations. Step 2, think back to a recent moment of safety. Step 3, identify exactly where the disturbance lives in your body. Step 4, replay the triggering event in slow motion in your mind.
Step 5, tune into how your body shifts. Maybe it tingles or goes a little numb. And finally, step 6, apply healing hands. Simply placing your hand on your tense jaw or right over your heart creates a physical passageway to release that tension.
Moving right along to section 4, targeted trauma release, and where trauma gets stored in the body.
So, whole body resets are amazing, for sure, but we also have to recognize that sometimes survival stress gets deeply lodged in specific biological holdouts. Two of the biggest culprits are the jaw and the psoas muscle. The jaw is intricately linked to the trigeminal and vagus nerves. It is a sensory powerhouse that literally holds onto unspoken emotions and anger. On the other hand, the psoas, which is located deep in your core, is often called the muscle of the soul. It bridges your upper and lower body, and it's actually one of the very first muscles to lock up and brace during a fight-or-flight response.
To release these specific areas, we use highly targeted actions. If you massage your ears and your jaw, you actively stimulate the vagus nerve, which flushes out metabolic waste and shifts you completely out of that fight-or-flight state. For the psoas, doing gentle seated twists unwinds years of survival stress that's been locked deep within your core. And then, there's shaking, literally just shaking your arms and legs. It might look a little silly, but it's actually a natural animal instinct. Studies show this spontaneous movement interrupts chronic cortisol production by downshifting the body's entire stress axis.
Finally, we arrive at section 5, your somatic routine and the art of teaching your body safety.
So the crucial point is this: you cannot shame your nervous system into calming down. It just doesn't work. You have to teach it safety through repetition and gentle practice. I want to leave you with a highly accessible technique you can use literally anywhere, often taught in deep meditation practices. It's called the butterfly hug. You just cross your arms over your chest. You gently and rhythmically tap your shoulders, left and then right. And as you breathe, you just repeat, "I am calm, I am protected, I am safe." This bilateral movement, combined with slow, intentional breathing, literally fuels your body with a profound feeling of peace and safety.
We've covered the hard science, the immune connection, the physical techniques, the whole shebang. But the real work begins when you turn inward. As we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with a final provocative thought to take with you. If your body is always speaking, what is yours trying to say? Listen to it today. Thank you so much for joining me, and keep exploring.